Today on the Aviation Blueprint, we speak with Mr. Karamagi Samson, an administrator and bursar at the Career Institute, the training extension of the International Air Transport Association, IATA, the Global Trade and Association for the World's Airlines. Mr. Karamagi shares insight into his professional background and experiences in the tour and travel industry. He also discusses the pivotal role that Career Institute plays in shaping Uganda's aviation, tour and travel sectors through specialized training and capacity building.
We sometimes confuse the Career Institute with the IATA training, institute or school. Let's first of all clear the air. How similar are the two, or how different are the two?
Career Institute is the school, is the institute. IATA programs are the programs we offer. So many people find it convenient to call us IATA school, but the school is called Career Institute. We are an affiliate of IATA, especially the arm called IATA Training.
It has a bit of history. If you could walk me through its history, how does it get to become the Career Institute?
In 1993, a group of Kenyans thought of starting a school to teach people to work in airlines.
Okay.
By then, they called it Airways Travel and Tour Training School.
Okay.
Initially only for people working in airlines. Along the way, around 1996, when I joined them, we started now to bring on board other aspects of tourism like hotel and hospitality. So the name was kind of biased now, only airlines. So eventually we chose a name that was all-inclusive, and in around 2002, it became Career Institute.
Okay. And then I wanted you to kind of break it down for us on the IATA bit of it. A couple of times people use this term. What does it stand for? Is it an acronym? What does it stand for? And what is it inside there?
IATA means International Air Transport Association, with its headquarters in Montreal, Canada. Initially, it was in Geneva, but now they're in Montreal, Canada. All airlines and everything to do with airlines is under IATA. It also has an arm to train the people who work in those airlines called IATA Training. So we are an affiliate to IATA, like airlines are, like travel agencies are, but on different arms. So that's where essentially for the training arm. When I left school in 1993, I joined a school which was a business college. And because initially I'm an accountant by training, so I was teaching there those subjects, statistics, business economics. For around 3 years, I was there. And then I saw a job advert and I applied and I got the job at the then Airways Travel and Tours Training School. The main course was tours and travel.
Okay.
So that is how now I joined the airline industry. I was a bursar for some time. Then I got interest in the IATA subjects and courses.
Okay.
I did a few of them in my line at first, like airline finance and accounting management. Eventually, I became an airlines person. And here we are. So 27 years down the road, I've risen through the ranks.
Okay.
From the bursar and now the principal.
Okay. Would love to speak to your motivation. You moved from the statistical bit of it, from the accounting bit of it into aviation. What are some of those things that prompted you to hop onto this other side of aviation?
Initially, the aviation bit was not very much populated like it is. So it looked like a fresh ground to join.
In other words, there was so many opportunities.
The opportunities were there. When we started training those students, the syllabi and their programs are very attractive. They have that international component where a product can work anywhere in the world. It was so appealing. It is still appealing. Students can work anywhere in the world. Something that may not be as easy for other courses, and that's why many are still coming through to do the courses.
Mr. Karamagi, it's been 27 years down the road. And just like right now, we're dealing with a new curriculum for our students, for learners, pupils. I'm sure things have also changed back at the Career Institute. Walk us through the evolution of that journey. How were things then, and how are things being done now?
Talking of the new curriculum, one of the challenges we've had before was we'd get students who are theoretically trained, I would say, from senior 6, and all they know is history, European history, Rhinelands, and those things that
Canadian Prairie.
you might have studied as well. And it has been our task to mold them into professionals who are hands-on and are practical enough. So as Career Institute, first of all, we have emphasized IT. Initially, people would write manual tickets, but right now tickets are digital. So we had to migrate into IT so that people can practically do things on their computer.
Sure.
And on the other side of tourism and tour guiding, now we train people practically how to be a guide, how to use a binoculars, how to pitch a camp, a tent, even how to cook for them in case they say, can I have a French omelette?
Sure.
So those are the hands-on training sessions that we take through our students.
On that very bit, I'm pretty sure, and even for those that have heard you speak, know you have a philosophy that you walk along with. What's your leadership philosophy back at the Career Institute?
It depends on the needs at a particular moment.
Okay.
I'll give an example. I will lead at the front if I think the people I'm leading want me to lead by example.
Sure.
But I will also lead besides them if I want to mentor them, hold them by hand and take them through as they gain confidence. But I can also lead from the back if I want to throw people into the deep water so that they can learn how to swim for survival. In that way, I'm also molding them and ensuring that they get the confidence and they get the creativity to face situations. So my philosophy is like that.
We are still having this conversation on here and would love you to be a part of it by simply commenting on all our social media platforms. Like I said earlier, get to follow us. It is the Aviation Blueprint on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You could even send us an email. We'll definitely give you timely feedback. We are dissecting the component of education when it comes to career in terms of the aviation sector. And Mr. Karamagi is here, walking us through his journey on how he's managed to be the principal of this Career Institute, where we hope that you, just in case you pick interest, in enrolling in Uganda's aviation sector, he is the gentleman to talk to. Mr. Karamagi, so many people have gone through your hands. So many people have gone through this Career Institute. And like we had the conversation earlier, I have had very good stuff, very good things about you. First things first, how different is this career institute from the rest of the institutes that we have in the country? Because there's a couple of them. But what sets this career institute apart from the rest when it comes to IATA training?
Career Institute is unique in a way that we want to give a service to this nation. That is explained in the fares, in tuition fees, for example. We have not changed our tuition fees for the last 15 years.
Walk us through the tuition fees, if you do not mind.
Tuition fees per term, for example, is 400,000 Uganda shillings. Okay. That's about 110 US dollars. Okay. And if you went to any secondary school, a term, it's about 3 million to 2.5.
We know what happens when parents are about to take their students back to school.
So, to us, it's not about the money we make, but it's about our contribution to this nation. Again. I learned that from my bosses, who are the people behind Career Institute. When I joined, that was the thing I was told, one of the things I was told. So we invite everybody. And we even say that 400,000, you can pay it in installments. We don't want anybody to say they cannot get education because of money. So like that, we've been unique in a way. And
any other components in which the Career Institute is very different from the other institutes we have in the country?
Our training is very practical, as I've said before.
That's wonderful.
That's why we even attract foreigners. We have a very big number of French Francophone students who come here. They don't know English. So we train them the way they are. We train you even if you don't know the language. We find a way of training you, and you do the international exams and pass them. Okay. That is unique enough. And we think that is the niche that we still have over other institutions.
The aviation sector is one that is subject to change. Each minute something is cropping up. Right now, if, say, for example, we are to interrogate the technological era in which we live, something new is always coming up. And I'd love to ask, how does the Institute keep up with the trends?
First of all, being an affiliate of IATA, they set the standards. Okay. I'll give an example. After the COVID lockdowns, all exams that were paper-based were abolished. And all exams were put online. So we had to equip our laboratory, we had to get the internet available for students, even on their phone. And as such, we were able to survive. I know many schools did not survive the lockdowns, but here we are. So when the standards change internationally, IATA inputs it in their syllabus, and we also have to follow suit.
Right there at the syllabus, walk us through some of the programs that you offer. In the layman's language, that could be like probably a course unit or a subject. Walk us through some of those programs that you offer back at the Institute.
One of the IATA programs is travel and tourism. It has 3 levels. A foundation level, which really lays the foundation, the basics and everything. Yeah. After that foundation level, people are ready to work. However, people want to get promotions, people want to better themselves. They can come back and do the consultant level. And finally, there is managing the airline business level. Now, people are going into management level of airlines inside. The other one is air cargo handling. So the personnel who work there, we train them under customs clearing and forwarding and air cargo handling. It even goes up to handling dangerous goods, goods like explosives, like inflammables, like sensitive drugs and medications. And there are other aviation courses like customer care, like cabin crew, airport operations, aviation security. That one is also very, very new and sought for. So those are the IATA line of courses. But as I said earlier, we also do courses like hotel and tourism, leisure and hospitality. We produce chefs for hotels and produce people who work in hotels. And if you go in any hotel, you'll find our products there.
Okay. What does it mean to be IATA certified?
Once you are an expert, that means you know what you are doing. And IATA, being the overall body in the world, must confirm that you are ready to work in the industry on the international standards. So travel agencies must be certified.
Okay.
Airlines must be certified.
Okay.
IATA schools like us must be certified. We got our first certification in 1993, and up to today we have not lost it. In Uganda, we are actually about only 3 schools, and the other 2 have come on board not long ago, but we've been there. In 2026, we shall make 30 years.
Okay.
Yes.
So what does the certification process involve? What are some of the key things that are looked out for an institution, an institute to qualify, for a travel agent, say, for example, to qualify for this certification?
I'll talk about the school. First of all, you must have the lecturers who are trained by IATA.
Okay.
There's that course for lecturers. And for some time, the IATA would give lecturers trainers license to train. They must be convinced that what you give the students is what is on standard, and it's what is supposed to for them to get.
Okay.
So, the workers. Secondly, you must be able to fulfill their quota. We have classes. If you have a certain number of students, they must fit that quota. For example, if your quota is classic, you must at least have students who bring in to IATA an income of over $10,000 in a year. And that is not easy. If you don't have students, you cannot. $10,000 in Ugandan terms is not easy money. And remember, for us, we don't charge much as others do.
Okay.
So it's all about numbers. So we attract numbers, and people come and pay. And from the little that they pay, we are able to stay on course for the last almost 30 years.
Okay.
We have fulfilled that.
So, Mr. Karamagi, how does this certification prepare your students to fit into, the current aviation trends, and to, also represent us on a global stage in the aviation industry?
As I said, for IATA to certify you, you must be an expert in their courses, in the field. So the students want to get the certification, they must study first. And when they are tested, they pass the test. There are many people, for example, who up to now say you can sit on your laptop and buy your own ticket. Yes, it is true, but partly not as required, because they are experts in the field who can plan your journey, who can issue tickets that will not be questioned, that can receive you as a tourist and take you through as experts. And that's why schools are there.
Well, the conversation right here on the Aviation Blueprint with me, Olivia Nakalembe, does take a very short commercial break. And when we return, we shall be delving more into the skill acquisition while at the Career Institute. Do stay with us, but keep that feedback coming. The Career Institute is not only theoretically based, there is a touch of skill to ensure that the students, the graduates that are sent out, are competent and will ably represent Uganda at in the global aviation industry. Mr. Karamagi, would love to know from you, what are the skills that you impart in these students that walk through the Career Institute?
Thank you very much. The team that we have at Career Institute is a team of very experienced and mature lecturers.
Okay.
We do not only teach students, but we mold the human being on such things like integrity, discipline, time management. We want somebody to work as they are expected to work. If there are any changes, no complaints. And that is difficult because young people these days, the first thing they ask, how much will you be paying me? And to me, that is not the issue.
True.
First, show what you have to offer for this company. So we sit, after we have agreed, we involve the parents, and we find a better way forward for the students. So those are the unique skills. For example, time management is all about setting priorities and doing first things first. Study, get the skills, learn, work hard, be with integrity. The promotions and increase in salaries will come along the way.
What are some of the trends that have really hit the aviation industry that your students need to be prepared for?
One of them is trying to fit into the aviation international setup. People have been going out to seek for jobs in Middle East. One with a diploma in other things, he goes to work as a maid. But when you go out with your international diploma, many of them have gotten jobs at the airports, and they are now into management other than, sweeping and mopping as they went initially to do. So that is a very good trend. I feel when you do an international course, that course can stand for you internationally.
Are there any other trends that have come up that you think your students should be, very particular about in terms of, welcoming them? Anything that has changed that you think they should look out for?
Social networking. There are social networks like LinkedIn, for example. Our students are now able to tap into the job market, to get experiences of other people who are on those fora, and they are able to know. I want you to imagine somebody from senior 6, maybe from an upcountry school, and here he is talking to somebody in Qatar in an airport, and they are now talking. Yeah, and probably this person also here in Uganda has not got to an airport, because we have one, as you know.
Okay.
So they are able to get exposed. That is very, very important. Exposure is important.
What are those challenges that are really standing out in trying to advance this knowledge, in the aviation sector, most especially here in Uganda?
The challenge is career guidance is one of them. You remember when you're growing up, if they told you what do you want to be, some student has told me that he wants to be a driver of an aeroplane.
Okay.
A driver
instead of pilot. Okay.
And I think this comes now right from secondary school, primary school, and I think the new curriculum is trying to address that. So as Career Institute, we have made it a point to visit schools. We visit schools on career days, and we talk to the students. They have their questions, funny as they may be, but they want to understand. And that if that was input into the school curriculum, so that students come from down there knowing, having options and being told the options that are around. It will help.
Right now, as we speak, maybe vis-a-vis what it was, in the past, have things kind of like changed? Has there been, an open mind in receiving some of these professions that we have?
Change is coming. Change is coming slowly, but as I say, it should come right from the beginning.
Sure.
Parents, for example, they are the ones who pay. They are the ones who want to enjoy the limelight that I am the father of that doctor. But now, if the parent doesn't know the course you are doing and what you will become, they are not willing to pay. Many students, after doing courses at the university, because a degree to a parent in Uganda is minimum standard.
At Makerere University.
And at Makerere at that. And so the mindset should start from there. Secondly, also the mindset should change with our employers.
Thank you
because
so much.
Our employers should now look at many other things apart from the qualification one presents, the paper. Look at this person. Is this person trustworthy? Is he teachable?
Integrity.
Is he employable? Test them in other ways, about integrity, about wanting to learn,
as well.
Flexible in many cases. One time I had taken students for a tour in one of the big hotels, our catering students, and the owner of the hotel slapped in front of us a receptionist who was dozing. Why are you dozing? In front of all of us. And this lady was explaining, I worked at night, but in the morning, a friend who was supposed to take over called and said a child had gotten an accident. So I'm hanging on from the night up to now. It's 10 o'clock, so naturally but I wish this employer had investigated first to know. So mindset also is important. People are strict. So we tell our students to also be flexible. You'll find an employer who is very, very strict. Another example I'll give you is there is this lady who has a very big travel agency. We keep sending students to her, and she keeps asking for more because 2 months down the road they are going. Until I ask the student, what happens? What is the problem? Doesn't the lady pay? Said, no, the lady pays, but her ways. She has a tray. If you want to say anything, you write it and put it in the in compartment. And if you want an answer, you keep checking. Has she put an answer on the out?
No.
Sure. That is how they are. And this lady is really very, very unfriendly to the workers. So apart from the money she was paying, her people skills were not there. So she also needs to change her mindset.
As we wrap up this particular conversation, let's get to finish up those challenges that you have experienced along the way of disseminating education, in terms of career development in Uganda.
One of the challenges is the spectrum of employment, the opportunities of employment. For example, we have one airport. Thank God there's another being in the oil area in Hoima. But I'm looking at the thousands that we've put out.
We've channeled out everything where.
Luckily, we teach our students to create jobs. So you will find someone doing what you're doing as a journalist, but in the area of tourism.
Okay.
I teach, for example, interpersonal skills for students. We subject them to speaking in public. Have an audience, let somebody speak. Somebody who has never spoken in public. So as such, we have products that are politicians, products that are pastors, and they can speak in public. What am I saying? I'm saying you may have a diploma in food production, but the job is not in that area.
Sure.
Isn't there something else you can do apart from, let's say, I'm a chef? That is where the challenge is. So we want to produce, as I've said, a wholesome human being. That if you are coming to school and you know how to make juice, come with it and sell it in the offices around, and by 9 you are in class.
Right.
So that you can earn a living there.
Sure.
So by saying me, I'm cabin crew, I'm learning to be air hostess, and the opportunity is not there, and therefore you wallow in self-pity. No, there are other things you can do from your education. If you see somebody selling clothes, why don't you think of starting a boutique? And you speak to your clients in a way that will bring them back from those other people who are doing the same business. Because for you, you are a professional and you have professionalism in you.
In
That
terms
is
of
what is
investment,
important.
Mr. Karamagi, hasn't it been a challenge? For example, investment from government, to get to support career institutions in Uganda's aviation sector.
Yes, the support hasn't been coming from the government, I'm sorry to say. There are opportunities that came by. For example, there was a project called Pamusu. I don't even remember what it was in full. We got involved. They called us to make syllabus. We sent our people there. We gave examples. But when facilitation came, like computers, like what?
It disappeared.
Government schools got them.
Oh.
The private schools did not get them as such. At least I didn't see any coming through to Career Institute. And yet we were key. Our people went there and for some time and they were involved in that project. The government has helped, yes, in taxation. People pay. We pay taxes, income tax. We pay import tax for things, and yet there are things if they had said waive them, it will help a lot. If, for example, I want to import kitchen equipment to staff my kitchen, ovens, blah blah, and I'm saying it's a school. If the government say yes, it's a school, so let it come through without a lot of taxation. That hasn't come through, I guess, for other reasons. Yeah, but that's a challenge that we have. But we are proud. We have products that have made it. To answer your question of investment, I'll give you an example. One of them, Mr. Amos Wekesa, the proprietor of Great Lake Safaris. He was our student, and he says this is common information. He says it himself, where he came from. He came from a very poor background, being paid by church and but he got his first breakthrough when a tourist, somebody managing tourists, came wanting boys to help him around. So he went with this Muzungu around, and for some days he was there. But he was very, chap.
Hands-on, sharp, flexible.
And the man came back for him. The other.
He always shares those stories.
The others did not go back because the man was not paying. He was saying, I'm giving you experience. But for him, he went back. And it is in those, tasks that somebody saw him and wrote an article worth $300,000 in a magazine about him and tourism. And
that's changed.
He didn't have even a phone to receive the calls. The story is long. If you went to him, he will tell you. But he's a down-to-earth man. He still comes to us encourage our students. We call him, he will come in his jeans and sit in the classroom, and students are waiting for the big man, and yet he's there. And he'll talk to them and encourage them. Wow. So we are proud of such people. Many of them are there.
And that is the gist of the Aviation Blueprint, because we are here to uncover that has been covered for ages. Olivia Nakalembe is my name. Just stick by as we get to conclude this particular conversation with the one and only Mr. Karamagi in our last segment, and he will be giving us a torch into the future of aviation education. Mr. Karamagi, partnerships and collaborations. Isn't it high time, institutes like the Career Institute go to embrace these? And just in case you have any that are already existing, interest us with some of them.
Thank you very much. Because of the practical nature of some of our courses,
sure,
you definitely have to have partnerships. So we have arrangements with hotels, for example, as far as Lakeview Hotel in Barara, all these hotels where we post our students for industrial service training. We have partnerships with airlines that employ our students.
Sure.
There are bodies like Galileo, Amadeus, and others. Those are our partners because our students need them.
Sure.
We also partner with clinics and hospitals where we do clinical placement for our students who do counseling and guidance and clinical psychology. So partnerships are a must. You can't survive in isolation.
Any examples of your students, that are like really, that have made it, and maybe they could inspire one or two of our viewers in the audience?
There are quite many. For example, the airport manager, Emirates, Margaret Nachimbugwe, very humble lady, but very disciplined. Emirates, before she took up that job, only foreigners were having that. She was the first Ugandans to have that. Airport manager, Emirates. If you go there now, she's a person you can give a call and say, "Wow, Margaret, I have a person there who cannot go through the airport." She'll ask you, "Has all the documentation?" Yeah. Take her through. Very, very helpful, down to earth. If you met that lady, you wouldn't know that she's the manager there. There are many. I can't remember offhand, but if you go to airlines, you go to travel agencies, we have people in DTB, people in Tugata, all those bodies that are related to tourism and the airline. They are there.
As we get to conclude this particular conversation, would love you to, interest us with some of the future prospects. Where do you see aviation education, in Uganda, say, for example, in the next 5 years?
We've been in a process of renewing our TVET license. Okay. We used to have the BTVET one. But there are things I've learned from that process that have been informed of the way forward. And looking at the new curriculum, right from primary to secondary school, it looks like the government is now wanting practical people, job creators.
Sure.
What I have learned from this process is that we must also prepare ourselves on the aspect of practical education. So that's where we are. We are going to find a way of getting the people who are coming from secondary school on that new curriculum and see how we can integrate them into our studies. And I would like also to say that personal touch that we have, parents should send us their students, because I, for example, I'm a preacher of the word of God. So if I talk to you, you would see that I want integrity in you, that I want you to know you are God, that I want you to know that there is divine, for example, protection. So, and I want you to be better. There are things young people do these days that do not actually help them. But if you talk to them as a parent, we have senior people like Madam Joyce Kahunde. She has been in this industry for over 30 years. And if you talk to Kahunde as a girl, you would really be talking to a mother of sorts.
Okay.
And we feel that is lacking in many schools. Some people, some children, some students come to us when you really see that there is that they are lacking. They need somebody to sit them down and talk sense into them, sense in such a way that they should mature. They start looking at things. You will finish this diploma and there's no job. What do? You'll finish this diploma and they're giving you 200,000. Do you say, I can't work? But why don't you get that and build on that?
Sure.
You know, such kind of thing. So I'd like to interest people to try us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it right from the horse's mouth. I cannot subtract or even add a thing, but I'm only here to employ you to continuously tune in to the Aviation Blueprint. Olivia Nakalembe is my name, and this particular segment has been proudly powered by the Mbawa Media Aviation Foundation.